Does it look like it's been used in the last couple of days?
Make me a nature tracking roll. 1.
What trail?
You can't make no trail out. The tracker, the ranger, the Aragon, if you will, gets a 3. No, it looks like it hasn't been used for quite some time. So you hike south. Eventually, you come to a hill. A ruin stands in the middle of a vast field north of the rocky foothills of the Sword Mountains. An old stone temple with a belfry jutting from behind its peak roof, enclosed by stone walls, stands atop it. Many sections which have collapsed. The trail ends at a crumbling gatehouse, the doors to which were sundered long ago. 3 of the 4 towers that once stood at the corners of the outer walls have collapsed, and only the northeast tower remains. Can you please make a perception roll, gentlemen? Wow. Right, so 8 and a 5 and a 21. You see there's a figure atop the guard tower. You just see his head and shoulders moving around. It's a big burly figure, but you can't make out anything other than that.
I shall let everybody else know.
It does not look like you've been spotted. At least there's been no alarm bells or ballistiers being fired at you.
Right, is there any cover?
No, there is not. The path leads up the hill to where the guard post is.
So can we do like a Metal Gear Solid sort of like watch this guard and see where he's moving and where he's looking before we sort of like start to try and stealthily move up between the crop? Or...
Yeah, go on, make some stealth rolls, peoples.
If we get really struck, I can just wander up to the front door with me bagpipes over my shoulder, because I've got this thing where I can always find a place to play. And then with a bit of luck, I can let you in later. So I could go to the orcs to entertain them with my bagpipery.
You get just within javelin range. You see the figure draw back, and then it lets loose. Impressive javelin shot as it sort of whistles through the air and then embeds itself at the ground at your feet.
I'll step forward and shout up to the orc. Hey, what do you think you're doing? That's no way to try to troop of travelling players while brandishing me bagpipes. This is where it all guns ought to be wrong, lad.
Deception, Andy. You can have a deception roll.
Oh, great. Yeah, right. There you go, son.
Gullibly, the orc's like, we don't need no travelling troops. This is our place. Get the hell out.
You mean you don't like a bit of music? I don't know. Hey, I tell you what, audiences these days, I shall say theatrically to the rest of the lads, or at least to the tree they're all hiding behind. You know, happened to be passing by, thought, there looks a bloke who's stuck in a watchtower all on his own. He must be bored witless. Let's go over there and entertain him. Few songs, bit of beer, you know, generally good time had by all, nothing wanted in return, and what do we get? Javelins. That's just not nice, that isn't. And me, a poor gnome with only one leg.
All right, go on, roll a persuasion at disadvantage, though. He hasn't raised the alarm yet because you managed to convince him you were a travelling troupe of entertainers. Well, you got 2 bagpipe players, I suppose.
And while I keep talking, I hope the rest of the lads is going to sneak round and assassinate.
Right, so Andy's going to try and keep him talking. There isn't much cover, though.
And I can't keep them talking forever.
How high is this tower, Rich?
20 feet high.
Does it look like it's climbable, or...?
It does look like it's climbable.
I whisper in Normish for Andy to start walking left and right, so the guard follows him where he's looking.
Right, yes, I shall do that.
And when he's at the maximum to one side, I'm going to cast a minor illusion to create a wall in front of me that looks like grass.
You're only a little fella. The others couldn't hide behind it, but you can try.
No, but I can try, and I can get up and maybe try and chuck him off the tower.
Or at the very least, you can get up to the base of the tower, and then you'll be in his blind spot.
Right.
Boop, I'll allow it. Right, so Andy shuffles off to one side. I'll roll for the orc's perception. Oh, what? So you cast your illusion and you jump behind this cube, but this orc's like, hey, what's that guy doing?
Oh, we're not only musicians. We play, we do magical tricks. I'll tell you what. How's about one of my favourite things, whenever we do this show, audience participation. Now, I'll give you a list of things we can do, you know, as a show of goodwill. You pick one, we'll do it. Can't say fairer than that. How does that grab you?
That's good.
Okay.
Right. I'll tell you what. We play instruments, we sing songs, we dance, we do magic and sleight of hand, and we do juggling. So what do you fancy?
Juggling would be kind of cool, actually. I'd like to see you do some juggling.
Right. Your wish, my command. Oh, fuck.
I can't believe you rolled a fucking 20, Andy. I really, genuinely can't.
You should be able to juggle your dice, Andy.
Right, make a performance roll, Andy.
Right. I shall make a performance roll.
To entrance said orc.
Nope.
Right. Okay, so you throw your juggling things up in the air. You manage to keep them up for one round, and then one comes down and bonks you on the top of the head. The orc actually starts roaring with laughter.
There you say, we also do comedy. Thank you.
So he starts roaring with laughter and looks a little distracted. What do
Now's
you
your
do?
chance, son. I'll whisper in Gnomish.
Right, I'll recast it and nip forward again as far as I can.
Okay. Right, so you manage to break line of sight and you start edging forward.
I tell you what. I'll get these bagpipes going. It's a bit like having a cat in a bag, so give us a minute because it makes funny noises. And you know that thing when you're blowing bagpipes up and it squeaks and squawks and all the rest of it?
Yes.
I'll do that to try and cover Wayrab's feet.
What's going to be good at climbing up the wall?
Mice can climb. They can climb like shit.
Okay, I will.
Pine Martins?
Yeah, I'll change the Pine Martin.
A fucking pine martin.
Well, they run around in the tops of bloody pine trees.
Right, okay.
I've never heard of one of them. What is it?
It's a bit like a polecat, isn't it?
Yeah, like like a big brown weasel.
By some miracle, he hasn't raised the alarm yet. The orc stops laughing and says, "This was very amusing, but you need to leave now."
Oh, come on. I've come all this bloody way. Me feet are sore. Well, me foot's sore. Me stump's sore and all. I couldn't just sort of sit down for a bit and get me breath back, could I? I'll play you a tune while I'm here. You know, so you know I'm still here. And I'm not up to anything.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage. He looks like he's getting irritated now. God damn it. He's got excellent powers of persuasion. He says, "I've been very entertained. I'm supposed to raise the alarm for anybody that comes in. But because you're being so funny, I'm going to let you go. In the meantime, Bracey, you can move another 60 feet. You can dash towards him."
I shall tell him that's very kind of you.
You can see he's starting to finger the horn around his neck. But while he does that, Bracey, you can make a climbing roll.
Don't go all seagull on us, Bracey.
A 12, that is enough. You clamber up to the top of the tower.
Just high him off the top.
I'll move up right behind him.
He's changing from a tiny little pine marten into a 3-foot tall gnome, so he can use his leverage. I was going to say he can have a strength roll at advantage.
Yeah, the pine marten could go between his legs.
And like literally flip him over the top.
I'll try that.
You suddenly change the 80 sound effect, wow, 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 like a manimal. Wow, wow, sound effect. So you pull a manimal and you change it to gnome and like get a hold of him the seat of the pants and you heave as he's leaning over the top of the thing anyway. 15, that's enough, right? So he goes, "Wah!" and shouts as he disappears over the top of the tower. And he crashes to the ground here. Right, he makes a hell of a racket as he crashes to the ground screaming, but he's not dead. Etrigal, what are you going to do? You're up next.
Yeah, I'm going to run towards the orc and the tower, pulling out my short bow and knocking an arrow.
Shashalian, you're next at
Let's
the end
shoot
of the
him.
tower.
How far can I move and still shoot?
You're moving rate. So you move to there and you fire. You hit. So you do 8 damage. Ooh, that with your hunter's mark, that is just enough to kill the orc, which expires messily. Next up is Sophie, who's just staying behind you. She's like, "Go on, guys, you're doing well. I'm right here, right here." And then Sengo, you're up.
Right, I'm just going to move forward to sort of like get to the pace with the two lads, because obviously there's nothing happening now, is there? So I can only move.
Finally is Wayrab McTavish.
Is there a trapdoor or is it an open staircase leading down?
It's an open space with a ladder in the centre.
Right, well, I'll whip me stuff out, cast a shillelagh.
Shillelagh. End of the round. Mastiff holds position. Etrigal.
Right, I'm going to move forward with bow drawn, and I'm ready for if anything pops its head out, I'll shoot it.
Gatehouse is 20 feet high now that you're getting closer. Its outdoors have been smashed. Rusty iron portcullis blocks the south exit, but there's a rubble-filled hole in the left-hand side. So you can see sort of part of the interior of the gatehouse now as far as the portcullis as you approach. Nothing is in there at the moment. Shashelian?
I'll move forward. What can I hear?
Right, give me a perception roll. Can't hear anything. Sengo, you are up.
Well, I'm going to just move down.
Right, Rab, it's your turn again.
I'm listening to see if I can hear anything coming up the ladder.
Perception roll. It's good. Right, you hear an awful clamouring coming from the courtyard inside. A lot of shouting, a lot of clattering, but nothing coming up the ladder. And you hear an orc shout something in orcish. End of round. Next round.
So I'll finish up about there. From there, can I say whether I think I'd be able to squeeze through that portcullis, or will I have to go through that hole in the wall?
You don't think you could squeeze through the portcullis?
Right. In that case, I'll probably go for the hole in the wall.
Next up, we have Sophie who's standing at the back going, yeah, these guys are pretty fit, huh? Look at that guy run. Hey, Sengo, keep moving, you know what I mean? I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you run. Sengo, you're up.
Well, lads, we need to talk. What are we doing? Are we just going to all sort of like do it separately, or shall we come up with a plan and meet up with Rab at the top, or shall we sort of like try and infiltrate separately? But we could, if we do that, we could meet separate groups of orcs and end up like being attacked by 4 or 5 orcs each.
Well, it looks like at the minute, the only way we're going to get in is through that hole in the wall. So if we go through the hole in the wall and then try and looking at the map, try and work our way to the right to get to Rab.
What do you think? I don't know.
Yeah, you maybe should have thought of this before you started, like, just running, charging like an 80s action movie. Rab can always just jump off the top. I mean, he'll take some damage, but...
Turn into a seagull.
He just shouts, power of seagull, and like flies in the air, hangs gracefully for just 1 second, then plummets down. He follows comic book rules, so he hangs in the air just long enough for him to realise that he can't fly. Then he falls.
We don't need to go through the gap. We could get close to the gap and tack anything that comes through. They'll only be able to come through the gap 1 or 2 at a time.
Well, I'm basically can move there.
Unless you open the portcullis and run around behind you and flank you.
You see, grabbing arms and armour, 4 orcs, and they've just started moving towards the wall.
So can I sort of like turn to the lads and say like with me hands, say like 4 down there and like looking?
Absolutely. Oh, they haven't spotted you yet, luckily.
That's just me movement, isn't it? I can still shoot them.
Oh, it hits. And it looks heavily wounded. They do know you're there now,
with
fortunately.
8 damage.
Rab McTavish, you're last to act in the round. Are you just hiding still?
No, can I... Because I know there's nobody coming up the ladder at the minute, can I get somewhere where I can peek over and see down in the courtyard?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'll have a look to see if there's anything on my side.
You see more orcs. You see 4 more orcs, and then further down the courtyard, you see a giant humanoid carrying what looks like a torn-off tree trunk. It looks like it's rubbing sleep out of its eyes. Mr. Ettigal, you see the...
Hold my action.
Shash, you're up.
And I shoot him.
Who are you shooting?
The nearest orc to me.
Oh, it's good. The arrow buries itself in the orc. How do you kill him?
Through his Adam's apple.
Boom. Dead. Nice. Sophie, it was just hanging back there. Sengo.
Target the other orc, and I just let fly orc 9.
With your crossbow.
Same crap. Yeah.
It hits. Nice. Lightly wound to the orc. Right, from running around the corner, you see more orcs. He throws a javelin at Sengo, and he hits and does a massive amount of damage. So the javelin goes to the air and it just scratches your arm, and like it leaves one of those impressive barbarian sort of like blood gouts comes out. He throws a javelin. He misses you, Sengo. You see that monstrosity compounding up there. Rab McTavish, you see this huge man beast beat the ground with its club and comes charging quite fast, faster than a normal man can run, up the gap between the wall and the tower. New round, Ettergirl, you're ready.
Quick question, Rich.
Yeah.
If we ever get to the stage of needing to, is that portcullis old enough and rickety enough to fire through it?
Yes.
Right. Maiden, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Short bow.
Right, so you're targeting the one through the portcullis, in which you miss.
And which I miss.
Yeah, so you duck around the corner and hide. Make a stealth roll to see how well you hide as you try
Right.
not to be able to get stabbed in the face.
Well, that's always top me list of things not to do. Hang on, stealth roll.
Wow, 24. So they need a natural 20 to be able to target you without... Yeah, that's not going to happen.
So does that effectively put me there?
Yes.
Right.
Right,
Right, I'll hit the nearest one in front of me, which I've got targeted.
you shoot an arrow. It's a hit. The orcs are dropping like flies here. Oh, it's quite a wound.
10 total wound.
I've just got to drag that on top of the wounds. It is 10 total, yeah. Heavily wounded. The arrow, he gets a second arrow, sinks in him. He draws blood. He seems to go into a frenzy and raises his axe and charges. Sengo, you are next.
I'm going to reach. I'm going to vault over. And I can get right over in front of him, actually, because that's
so
only 3 squares. I'm taking out my Morning Star. Like, as I've charged, I've took my shield out swiftly and curled my Morning Star around, done a couple of little swivels, and I'm just gone again. So I'm parrying that blow.
Right, I get to move orcs now. Orcs are running. You can only say this because Wayrab's peering over the top of the tower. Orcs are running, they're charging, they're like, kill them, tear them to bits. Orc 3's like, no, I'm going to give you some axe action. Right, so he takes a massive swing at you and misses. And Orc 4 also swings with his great axe and hits. And it's a big hit. Right, Orc 5. Right, there's a lot of shagging orcs here. And the were-rat's not much help. You get the impression that these guys are used to working as a highly effective combat unit. So this orc comes bellowing out, Andy, round the corner.
Right.
Waving a big axe, spots you, takes a massive swing at you, roars, goes, Rawr, and misses.
Oh, big boy's coming.
Comes charging that way. Wayrab.
Death Star him.
Right, you're going to moonbeam him, eh?
I'm going to moonbeam him.
Right, so roll your damage. You do 2d10 radiant damage. There's a great howl goes up as you burn away a part of his eyebrow and a bit of his ear. Next round, Etrigal. This orc has spotted you now because you weren't really hidden. You were just hidden around the corner.
Well, I shall pull out my short sword and attempt to stick it in the orc.
So you pull out your tiny little pig sticker. The orc laughs in your face as it sees your tiny little short sword. Right, and you slip it under his ribs. Go on, make a roll. Yeah, that was still 5.
He weren't expecting that.
He bloody weren't. Right,
I'll just smile
you've
at
got a bonus action.
Right, if I've got a bonus action, can I pull a handful of them thousands of ball bearings out of me pocket or me belt pouch or whatever and chuck them into the square directly south of that orc?
You absolutely can. I will allow it.
So that anything else coming through there is going to have to run across ball bearings to get to me. There, yes.
Sounds like an absolute genius plan. Next up we have Shashelian.
I shall fire at this orc and attempt to hit
You
again.
fire at which orc?
And I got target the one I hit before.
Ah, right, yeah, got you.
And I missed.
Sengo.
Morning Star. Who I missed last time. Oh my god.
So you take a wild swing at him and miss. Now you can use your bonus action to make a second attack.
That's got to be a hit.
That is a hit. Right, he goes down. So how do you kill this orc?
So it's Morning Star stuck in his head and his eyes are still moving, and like as the realization that he's slowly dying seeps into him, and you see his face just going, oh fuck. And then the Morning Star pulls out and like that.
And he just collapses dead on the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, he hits your ball bearings, Andy. I'm going to give him a roll. Right, he doesn't fall flat in his face. However, he does slip to the side, crashes into the wall facing the wrong way. Nice one.
And all you hear is like a trombone. Josh, you're probably going to have to lay down some cover and fire on Andy there, like, because he's got 3 orcs coming towards him.
You get hit by a mighty blow for 10 damage. It's all coming up orcs now. You've been flanked. They're moving as a unit. They're primitive and brutal, but they are excellent fighters, so they are charging around. Wayrab, And roll your damage again on your moonbeam.
Can I climb up on top of the tower?
You are on top of the tower.
Do you mean can you climb from the tower onto the top wall?
Yes.
Yeah, you can make an athletics check, climb down. You climb down.
I'll end my move there for now because I need to keep the angles open for an attack on either side.
Dash Elliot.
I shall shoot the one that's on Andy.
Okay. Right, you hit said orc. Roll your damage. How do you kill the orc? He goes down.
Above his left eye.
The arrow sinks into his skull, and Andy, this orc, falls forward and you sidestep as it collapses dead on the floor.
Aye, aye. Have I had a go this turn?
You should have been before Shashalian.
Ah, right. In that case, you know that orc that slipped on me ball bearings?
Uh-huh.
Is he facing away from me?
He is, yes.
Yeah, right. Well, in that case...
Right, you stab him in the gizzard. I don't even know where the gizzard is on an orc, but you managed to stab him in it. Ooh, that's a bad gizzard wound, that is.
That's a killing it, surely.
Yeah, he goes down. Andy, how do you kill this orc?
I slit his gizzard wide open.
Bits of gizzard splatter up the wall and the orc collapses to the ground.
I'm really hungry for gizzard bait.
Gizzard. Now it's your go, Single.
Right. Again, just a Morning Star blow.
It's a mighty hit, doing a serious wound.
And again, another blow. Miss. I'm going to move me 6 back to the other side of this crevasse.
Or it'll get a free attack on your mind.
I need to get away because this troll's going to be on us in a minute, and I'll end up being engaged in him and having to get a free hit off him.
Free attack. Hit. 8 damage.
Takes another
partially
4.
resisted. You turn and run. The orc slashes you across the back. And
You bastard! Yeah.
6 more orcs pour round the corner.
Where's he come from?
These guys come round the side to flank. They were scattered all over the place, but because Bracey just decided to throw an orc randomly off the top of a tower, I don't know why he thought it wouldn't make a lot of noise. The orc catches you by surprise, flanking, and crashes into you. And it opens a big cut up along your side. Ogre 1 takes damage, Bracey. Roll your moonfire. The ogre's now swatting the air above its face, going because it thinks there's something on it. It burns it horribly. The ogre can't get through that gap. You see it bearing down upon you. It looks horrifying and angry, and it's slightly on fire. Wee Rab, it's your turn, sir.
Have I lost line of sight of it now?
Yes, as it runs around the corner.
Right, for my bonus action, can I move it, my moonbeam?
Target the orc and then roll your damage. Ooh, right. So,
Ow!
How do you kill this orc with this moonbeam? The Death Star.
Fry him like a Sunday morning sausage.
This crispy little orc collapses on the ground. Entrigal.
Right, I'll have a go at this one in front of me.
Sadly, you miss. Shashelian.
I've moved Hunter's Mark onto the ogre and I'm aiming at it.
Okay.
And I shoot.
You hit. Wow. The ogre barely even feels it.
Take 7 points of damage total.
It is heavily wounded, but it's still coming. And that's Sengo's go, because Sophie is helpfully not doing anything.
Come on, Sophie, give us a hand.
Yeah, I'll be right there. No problems. You got your attack dog. It's just standing there looking at you going... Right, Sengo takes a swing at an orc and smashes it to bits, yes.
That's a crit hit, surely. I'll get up, boy, lad. Right, so kill him. Me Morning Star just buries deep into his head, but it doesn't sort of like make a splatting sound, but you can see like just a massive depression in his forehead where his skull's just been smashed, and he gets almost sort of like cockeyed, making like a mewing sound as he falls off me blade. I turn and I attack Orc 4 as well with the same ferocity, and I miss.
Alright, Orc 1 uses his bonus action to charge, raises his axe, charges at you, Dave, raises his axe above his head. Ooh, it's a crit on Dave. It's a crit. Are you ready for all these dice? Take a massive slash off this axe. The second orc misses you, Dave. And the third orc, he turns around and takes a swing at you, Andy. He hits. He does a wound to you on the somewheres.
I'm going to take great pleasure in saying this. I disappear.
What? How do you do this?
I fade away.
Do you not re-record? I'll re-record and I'll fade away. Right, this orc foolishly steps forward, getting in the way of a charging ogre. He swings, he misses, and they surround Dave and start beating the piss out of him. But he misses, right? Remember, you've got your bow equipped, Dave, not your shield, so...
Yeah, I'm going to drop my bow and equip my shield and sword.
The ogre pushes forward, shoves the orc forward out of the way, and he has to make a dex roll to see if he falls up prone. 20, but he stays standing, and he shoves this one out of the way. He falls prone.
So I've got a bonus whack at Orc 4 now.
Yeah. You hit that orc in the side, doing a heavy wound, but then the ogre raises a massive club over his head, hitting.
Oh.
Right, you've taken 32 points of damage. You're extremely heavily wounded there, Craig. Rab, you are up.
Right, now I want to move Moonfire. If I move to there, I should be able to get line of sight on all those 3 orcs that are fighting Davy as well, shouldn't I?
Yes, well, the top 2, definitely.
Right. I'll get the top one then. One that I see.
Right, target him, roll your damage. Ay caramba. You horribly burn the orc to within an inch of his life.
Can I climb down the wall?
Yes. So you're there. Don John's actually starting to run towards you now. She has lazily walked towards you. The dog's still sitting there, is he, Bracey?
Oh, cool. I'll shoot him in.
Right, okay. He's got a move of 40 foot, so he actually does a dash action and runs to here. Ethical.
Right. If that orc can't see me, can I disengage without getting belted?
Yes.
And if I am invisible, do I still get me sneak attack bonus?
Yes.
Right. Well, in that case,
Are you going for the ogre?
I am going for the ogre.
He comes underneath and stabs it up in the groin area.
Pretty much.
And you do
And I want
7
another
damage
D6.
and another D6. Right, the ogre takes 6 damage. It's staggering, it's bloodied, it is, however, raging and almost dead, and you appear. Shash Elian.
My bow, my sword and shield.
You can attack, yes. Slashing at the orc he hits, and roll your damage. Right, the orc goes down. How do you kill this orc, Dave?
I take him, I swipe him across the neck.
He's all about the head hits his Shashian, so he slashes out his windpipe and the orc drops dead. Sophie casually walks towards you to help you at a normal walking speed. She's like, it's all right, lads, as I'm coming, all right. Sengo, you're staggering. You're barely on your feet. Blood drips from multiple wounds. The ogre's in front of you. You're surrounded by orcs. What do you do?
Can I take a potion of healing?
Nice.
So 4.
4 hit points. So you're on 20.
Well, that's my money back for that.
That was 50 gold.
50 gold for 4 hit points.
Right, chug down the thing. I give it the and just melee the shit out of this.
So you get 1 attack because you've already used 1 action. You swing your morning star, but you're so badly wounded now you're like standing there panting, blood running down you, and you miss. Orc 1 is fighting with Shashalian. He swings his great axe, missing, and Orc 11 also swings his great axe, also missing. What is up with these orcs? These are like literally the worst orcs in the world. Orc 12 trying to see
wondering
Edrigal.
where I've gone.
Yeah, wondering where the hell you've gone. All he can see is Shashalian, so he runs forward. He misses. God, fucking damn it, what's up with these orcs? Did you surprise them before they had their first cup of coffee? Orc 2 recovers from being shoved by the ogre and takes a swing at Sengo. Missing.
Woohoo!
Orc 4 spends half his movement to stand up, sees that he's adjacent to an orc, goes, oh, what the hell? You know what I mean? What the hell? He's right there. Hits a nasty cut of the axe. Oh, me gizzard, says Andy.
Right in the spleen.
Right. Andy is badly hurt. Ogre 1 howls in pain. I'm going to make it fair. I'm going to roll 1 to 3, Sengo, 4 to 6 ethical. Right, because Ethical has just stabbed him in the grollies and almost killed him. Right, so he goes, you fucking twat. In Ogre, though. So it's not rude.
Bastard. So it's like a...
Ah, you bastard. He hits. It's a lot of damage.
I noticed there's no dodge in this.
No, it's all part of your armor class. Andy Unfortunately, you step to one side, but the club catches you a vicious blow across the head and you're thrown backwards and you collapse unconscious to the ground. Next up, we have Don John Raskin. He sees Andy falling on the floor. He runs to this orc, slashing twice with his razor-sharp daggers. That's not a knife. This is a knife. He slashes twice across the back of the legs. The orc staggers and he's barely standing, but he's not quite dead. Next up, we have Wee Rab.
Right, can I move first?
Yeah, you can move first.
I'm just seeing if I get line of sight there. Right, can I drop Moonfire? And I will save Andy.
Andy, you feel healing magic warmly brushing over the surface of your skin.
Thank you very much, Wayrab. Much appreciated.
New round.
He's like, fucker.
Right, you whistle for Mastiff to attack. Who do you set the Mastiff on?
Oh, Orc 12.
Okay, he runs forward, he howls and he snaps at his leg but misses. Etrigal, you are lying on the floor prone.
I shall stand up and attack the ogre again.
Oh, it hits. Roll your damage. How do you kill this ogre as you leap majestically to the air?
Not only have I got 2 backy pouches, I've got somewhere to put me pipe in the middle as well.
Right, so the ogre goes like that as your sword whips under its loincloth and finds it in the most delicate of areas, and the ogre
That's the one.
collapses to the ground, all dead and everything. Shash Elian.
I'll attack. Well, I've got him targeted anyway.
You slash out with your sword. Missing.
Enough.
Missing's not fun. Sengo, you're up.
Right, so target Orc 2. He's got no damage on it, has it? No. Morningstar blow. First one misses. Second one hits.
Oh, it's a crushing blow. You definitely hear ribs snap. Next up, we have Orcs doing stuff. Orc 1 beating Shashelian up. Swing and a miss. Orc 11, swing and a miss. It's diff. You're just unhittable. You know Samuel L. Jackson in the Long Kiss Goodnight. You can't get me, motherfuckers. Orc 12 turns to face the dog as he is being savaged from behind and decides to swat the pest. Takes a wild swing at the dog. The dog heroically leaps to one side.
Do you know what it is? I feel so relieved that he missed that dog. I don't know why, but like, I was thinking, oh, I didn't kill that dog.
Orc 2, he's the one that's barely standing. He does the orcish thing you've seen him doing of dipping his fingers in his own blood, wipes it across his face, and swings at Sengo. Kid rolls a 1 and misses. Class. Right, leaving Orc 4, who has turned to face Don John. Hits. Oh, slashes Don John, but not doing much damage. Don John is going to cut a bitch. He lashes out with his first dagger missing. He lashes out with his second dagger. Also missing. Wow. What an exciting round that was, wasn't it? Right, Wayrab, you're last in the round.
Right. If I move to there, can I get a shot off at Orc 2 with my sling?
Yes, I'll allow it. All right, you hit. So how do you kill this orc with your sling? You whip it round your head.
Straight into its open mouth, down its throat.
So it's not the impact that kills it. It actually chokes to death on this sling stone. It grasps its throat, falls to its knees. It's like as it slowly chokes to death.
Oh, yes.
Nice. Nice way to kill an orc.
And then for my bonus one, can I whip out my stuff?
Yes. Top of the round, Mastiff attempts to grab the orc. Missing. Poor bugger. Etrigal, you stand there, bleeding, covered in orc blood, your own blood, and ogre blood.
Natural 20. Natural 20.
No, it's good. Right, roll your damage and right. So you stab it in the back. How do you kill this one then?
I shall just plunge my short sword point first straight through its spinal column.
It comes out through its front and it looks down surprised and then drops dead on the floor. Okay, Dave, you have a roll. Right, he gives the orc a nasty cold. Sophie,
Right, so-
Sophie wanders onto the field of
Sophie.
battle, and then it's Sengo.
Right, so I'm now taking out my great axe and target him, and then I'm going to use my axe mastery
Right,
and miss.
and you get a -1, so that's below 1.
But I am going to use my inspiration to roll that again.
Okay, so make another attack. Miss it again.
Then my second hit. This is why I haven't used it all game. Nat 20.
Wow, so that is going to destroy it because you're going to roll double damage. Yeah, I thought so. Look at that, man.
Ooh. Ouch.
All right, so 29 points of damage. How do you absolutely eviscerate this orc?
I basically sliced it down from its shoulder right the way down to its hip, crossing around, and it looked at us in complete and utter disbelief. Then its body just slides off in the diagonal motion like Darth Maul.
Nice.
Pull my axe out and turn around Andy and I gone, I'm going to orcish made this action on.
We're down to Orc 11, who's fighting Shashelian. Hits. Shashelian takes another heavy cut. He's badly hurt. Orc 12 fighting the dog. Hits the dog. Right, dog goes down.
Oh no!
The dog goes down, making death saves. Orc laughs. Don John is like, you don't cut a man's dog. So he runs over to stab the orc because you don't cut.
No, nobody hits the poochie.
Right, we Rab. The dog is on the floor.
Heal the dog.
Heal the dog.
Okay.
I'm telling you, heal the dog.
Okay.
Heal the dog.
Heal the dog.
The dog wakes up on full hit points.
It's healthy.
And it's the dog's turn to get his own back. So, come on, dog, you can do it. No. Poor dog. Ethical. It hits.
It hits. Pick the bones out of that.
Ooh. Cuts the orc to the bone. Almost dead. Not quite, though. Shashelian.
I'll attack him and
Oh.
say, I want a new D20.
Has he hit? He hasn't hit anything yet, has he?
He hasn't. Sengo, you're up.
Right, so there you go. I've cast Fairy Fire on that.
So you now have advantage.
I'm going to do the Great Weapon Handling since I've got advantage.
Right, okay.
Yeah, baby.
Orc goes down.
I'm just going to clear up, behead him.
Yeah, so you straight up just chop the dude's head off.
Yeah.
Leave him one orc. Orc's turn. He might as well have a stab at Shash, mate. He's got nothing to lose. Missing again. Don John runs up with his knife. Hitting. Runs up, slices the orc, and as it goes down, he sticks his knife up Walking Dead style in through its jaw and goes into its brain. The orc dies.
And then we all just turn around and look at Sophie.
And Sophie runs into combat and she's like, I'm here, but you guys did great. You guys did great.
Right.
I'm tempted to attack her next.
Well, see, we want to search for this treasure, don't we?
We'll do that next week. We can just leave the map like this and then we'll search it next week.